Okay, all right, cool. Are we on? Awesome. I'm really excited about what we're doing with sickle cell disease because I think there's really something that can be a good solution to these disastrous consequences we're seeing today. And so I want to talk about the fourth pillar, probably not pillar, but the fourth approach we use when we're dealing with sickle cell disease. Remember, the first one is boost the immune system. The second one is to deal with free radical damage or neutralize free radical damage. The third one, deal with inflammation. And the fourth one is to improve vascular health. And by that, I simply mean improving the health of the blood vessels, specifically the arteries and capillaries, because those are the channels through which nutrients, oxygen, the red blood cells eventually gets to the end organs, which could be the kidney. Let's see now. That could be the kidney. It could be the heart itself, and of course, it could be the brain. So you really want to ensure that no matter what, blood flow is maintained and throughout everywhere, from the limbs to the brain, to the toes, to the kidneys, like we've always talked about. Now, the problem with sickle cell disease, and really the problem with black people in general, is that we have a problem, and they're pointing to some things, but we have a problem generating the product, the substance called nitric oxide, which stands for NO, or NO stands for nitric oxide. It is being released by the blood vessels. And nitric oxide does a lot of things, including it helps to clean up the blood vessels, make the blood vessels healthy. It makes them pliable so they're contracting and relaxing as blood flows. It helps to even reverse atherosclerosis. So the more nitric oxide you have, the better the health of your blood vessels will be. Now here's the thing, with sickle cell disease, because those little rascals become sickled, what happens is that these sickle cells could actually rupture. It's much easier for them to rupture, and they last, like we said in another video, they last about 10 days as opposed to 120 days for the normal cells. Once they begin to rupture, they release chemicals like heme and iron, which are part of hemoglobin. They are supposed to be contained within red blood cells. But once they rupture, they release heme and iron into the bloodstream. And what heme does, heme mops up nitric oxide. So think about it. Nitric oxide is one of the most important chemicals for the maintenance of health of the arteries and veins and capillaries. It's been reduced. Now, I said the thing about black people. Black people in particular have problems with nitric oxide production. And that's why we have, in the US now, they found out that we have black people are 5 times more likely to have a heart attack and a stroke than white people are. And they're pointing to nitric oxide production. And there's more to be said on that, and we'll probably talk about that in another video. But that's where the challenge is. So when we are dealing with children with sickle cell disease, if I usually use this as a last resort, just to make sure that it's, this is like bringing out the big guns right here. So there is a nutrient complex that has within it vitamin D3, it has vitamin K, it has some of the other vitamins and minerals that help to make healthy blood vessels. But it also has L-arginine and L-citrulline in it. Why L-arginine? They found that L-arginine helps to produce, it's like, L-arginine is like the substrate. It provides the building block for the body to produce nitric oxide from it. And when it's in that complex like that, it enables the body to produce nitric oxide, which further helps the body to clean up the blood vessels. So you find out that many kids in many parts have really blocked up blood vessels, and therefore the blood isn't getting to the places they need to get to like they should. So it's actually being compromised. So with nitric oxide, we can actually, I know this is being very simplistic, but we can actually begin to clean up the blood vessels so that blood will be able to flow more freely and more readily. And we're getting some good results with that. Thanks.